Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope this finds you all well. Here in my neck of the woods, it's a lovely Monday afternoon, and I'm saying a lovely Monday afternoon because indeed, earlier this morning, Dragonman wrote his last exam paper for this academic year, and it was indeed a mathematics paper. So, one more day for me for marking and submitting the marks, and then that is done at least for the next month. Our foster doggy is doing well. I have now stopped giving her 5 small meals and replaced it with 3 bigger ones. I have not been able to get much help for her, but Juanita, our local animal welfare lady, did come around on Friday and sprayed her for ticks and fleas and gave her a tablet for worms. It is a lot of hard work because we do need to get rid of those pests. So I'm still keeping her closed off from the rest of the yard, but I am allowing her to roam the side of the house and the side veranda, and she is still sleeping in the garage. Yeah, it's a lot of work because daily I need to go clean up all the poo and wash out the garage and wash down the veranda because that is indeed the only way to ensure that you get rid of all these pests, and that is to keep it super, super clean. I'll take her for her vaccinations later this week. We have tried to introduce the 2 dogs over the fence, and initially the yellow one snarled at Haley, but yesterday she stopped doing that and they started licking each other. So there is indeed hope, but we will see what happens once we're able to let the yellow one out. If they do not get along, I will continue to treat the yellow doggy and will also take her to be spayed on the 12th of December, whereafter I will advertise and find her a good home. But hopefully that won't be necessary and the 2 dogs will get along just fine. Okay, so I looked briefly at what our newspapers had to say about the state visit, and basically it regurgitated much of what I already said. Some articles highlight the fact that there are factions and nervousness in the coal mining industry about the emphasis on clean energy or then nuclear energy. Others feel that before the president go begging for reparations, he should address and resolve the ongoing strikes and unemployment, as that would go a long way to solve problems in the local economy. So that was about it. One mentioned that Cyril Ramaphosa's wife did not join him in Britain as she had an eye operation. But other than that, there is nothing salacious or things I have not already spoken about. Now, I see on various platforms that Lady C is being kicked in the teeth for saying there may be a divorce on the cards. Well, I'm not one of those who would say anything until I know more. So I asked about and had a quick scan over my email this morning, and I'm afraid that regardless of the lovey-dovey head on the shoulders stunt during their message to Elton John, nothing has changed. According to my sources, it appears as if peace had not been restored in the Montecito mansion. According to my sources, the drama still continues. It is difficult to gauge how deep or how far the tension and rift between Harry and Meghan goes. What I'm told is that Harry is barely home. As far as I can tell, reading between the lines from all the gossip, Harry is indeed hardly ever at home and very seldom sleeps at home. But he does stop off to work at the portion sequestered as an office for the couple and Archwell, and to see Archie. Now, that particular portion is a direct quote. My source's source said that the whole atmosphere had changed, that they have heard Meghan and Harry raising their voices, however, never in front of them, but deeper into the building or deeper into the house. They also have not seen the children in a while, although a couple of times they heard voices and thumps and knocks and so on, and Meghan would say it is Harry and the children, or she would ask to be excused from a meeting to go tend to the kids. From one-sided phone calls and throwaway comments made by Meghan, they are assuming that the fights and discord between Harry and Meghan are still about the documentary, the book, and lately about the Kennedy Award, among a myriad of other things. One said that it sounded to her that Meghan is blaming Harry for the failure and low ratings of her podcast. Interesting. Apparently, Meghan wanted to interview Harry and have a discussion with him on all the issues she mentioned in previous episodes. But last they heard, Harry had put his foot down and said, absolutely not. No, no, no. My source asked all the relevant questions wherever she could, and no one has, however, heard anything about a divorce. Instead, Meghan is still referring to Harry as my husband, even in private, and there is no indication that she is planning on getting a divorce anytime soon. My source's friend's husband has not been in or near Harry or around Harry or spoken to him since the Better Up event either, and his golf and polo buddies have not heard a word since either. However, my source said that she did talk to her friend's husband herself and asked him what he thought about the gossip that Harry is fed up about the fights, etc. And he told her that from the little he saw and heard, Harry is indeed fed up and does not come across as a man deeply in love with his wife. Asked whether he thought it was just a temporary spat, he said no. In his opinion, Harry will leave for greener pastures at some point. Asked whether Harry spoke about his children at all, he said he was in Harry's company for all of 10 minutes, and in that time he didn't. He also said him and his colleagues had spoken about Harry after the event, and none of them were too impressed. One called him a pompous preacher, at which point another colleague who had spoken to Harry afterwards said that that is not how he experienced him. He found him amicable, friendly, but a little immature, a bit fangirlish. And that, yet again, is a direct quote. But otherwise, he found him all right to be around. He said his persona on and off stage are two completely different things. A third colleague said he found Harry a bit effeminate, but maybe it was because he is British, and then they all laughed. So there you have it. That is as much as I got from that particular corner of the world. Anyway, I know you may be bored with this topic, but I'm going to deal with it once more. The Kennedy Awards are still bothering me. We are back to the will they, won't they scenario. Will Harry and Meghan attend in person, Or will Meghan attend alone? Or will they send a representative? Or there are now even stories that they may accept the award via Zoom and or a pre-recorded message. Now, I don't think so. I think even if it is true that Harry may not want to attend, I think Meghan will gaslight him into attending. And then I'm not even sure that Harry himself does not want to attend. Like I said earlier, there are rumors that Meghan and Harry are indeed fighting about it, but why are they then not declining the award? Why don't they send Kerry Kennedy a thank you but no thank you letter? No, no, no. I think they are using this once again to milk it for every bit of publicity they can get. Or at least Meghan is. I may be wrong, but I'm going to predict that both Harry and Meghan will attend the award ceremony. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we only have a few more days to find out. But taking into consideration that the so-called Pioneer package includes 4 seats at the main table with Harry and Meghan, sold for £847,000. I'm sure Kerry Kennedy will not allow them to pull out. I have a feeling that when they initially accepted the award, she somehow pinned them down to attend as well. This will also be an opportunity for Megsy Daisy to mingle with the insanely wealthy, because guaranteed somebody who pays $847,000 for 4 tickets is indeed a wealthy son of a gun. So once again, I think we'll see them both attending. I'm asked what I think the repercussions for Harry and Meghan will be, and although I would love to say, oh, they'll lose their titles, etc., I can't. I think there will be no repercussions, at least not from the royal family. I do have a feeling, though, that it will spur certain members of Parliament on to push for Harry to be removed as Councillor of State. And I think some will also become more vocal about removing his titles, at least his ducal title. I have an idea, though, and it just came as one of those light bulb moments. Why don't we make it easier for the British Parliament? And how can we do that? Well, why don't we petition the Scottish government to remove his Scottish title first? It does not appear as if Harry and Meghan are too keen or too flattered by the Earl and Countess of Dumbarton titles. So I do not expect too much resistance from them on that one. And what about their Northern Irish titles, that of Baron and Lady Kilkeel? Come on, guys, my Scottish and Irish listeners, write to your government, please. I have a feeling that this would be easier to achieve, and it will break the ice and set the ball rolling. At least it is worth a try, don't you think? I'm sure you all know that Dumbarton is a town in the west of Scotland situated on the banks of the River Clyde. I'm also relatively sure that Harry and Meghan has not even visited the town since receiving the titles. I know that in 2019 or 2020, the Lord Lieutenant of Dumbartonshire, Michael Gregory, did send them an official invitation to visit the town. But as far as I know, they dissed it and never went. At least I cannot find any record of a visit. The same applies to Kilkeel and their titles. Kilkeel is a town on the coast of County Down, and its main industry is fishing. Although Harry and Meghan visited Northern Ireland as far as I can see, they spent their time in Belfast and didn't venture any further. They never use their Dumbarton and Kilkeel titles. So it's not like they are living, walking, advertising for the places either. So why not see whether they can put pressure on the king to at least remove those titles? Anyway, I digress. I received another interesting question with regards to the Kennedy Awards, and that involves President Zelensky of Ukraine receiving an award, and I quote, in recognition of his courageous and inspirational leadership in the face of relentless aggression. Well, I'm not here to debate whether he is courageous or inspirational. That would be up to his own people to decide. But what is angering me is that, firstly, it is well known that Britain is the second largest military donor to Ukraine, having committed 2.3 billion pounds to Ukraine for 2022. So, how can Zelensky accept the award knowing what Kerry Kennedy said about the British royal family and basically Britain itself? Don't you think that is a little rich, a tad disloyal? And secondly, are you telling me that in the middle of a war with people still dying, Zelensky is going to fly out to the United States, dress in a fancy suit to accept an award? Really? I guess once a showman and actor, always a showman and actor. Okay, guys and girls, I have to take off. Tomorrow will be my last day as teacher with schoolwork, at least for this year. And I nearly forgot that Wednesday I'm back in court. But after that, it will be glorious freedom for at least a month. And I will be able to talk to you when and for how long I want. Now, isn't that wonderful? At least until Christmas. Anyway, so until we see each other again or we meet here again, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.